Alright everyone, welcome back. So today we've got the Phase 2 PTS patch notes for Season 10. We're going to go over what's changed, if there's anything new, and just see what it's all about so that we can see what we're going to be testing for the PTS, which starts tomorrow. I believe you can preload the PTS as of right now as well if you never took part in PTS Phase 1. And of course, if there are any additional downloads, then you'll need to do that in order to play Phase 2. So let's go over it here. So it actually does say patch notes preload available Thursday, September 1st, which is today. Phase 2 is scheduled to go live on Friday, September 2nd at approximately 1 p.m. CEST. So gear-wise, we've got the Brazos D Arquebus gear brand set. Gear brand set name change from Arquebus Brazos to Brazos D Arquebus. Not sure why. I did see a forum note about this, that the original name was wrong. It meant something wrong, so that's maybe why. Change 3 pieces set bonus reward from 20% ammo capacity to 20% magazine size. Okay. Talent name change from Perfected Overclock to Perfect Overclock. Just going back to this ammo capacity, magazine size, I think a lot of people just said that having extra ammo really doesn't make that much difference, although the magazine size is better if you're running like an SMG that requires the extra magazine size, or assault rifle that will give you overall more DPS. So it is a better, it's better to have that than the ammo capacity, in my opinion. The buffed Perfect Overclock talent, allies within 15 meters radius of players deployed skills gain plus 30% reload speed and reduce their effective cooldowns by 0.6 seconds each second. Added new brand logo. And then we've got the Picaris holster. Remove the 20% weapon damage bonus from the attributes. Instead, oh wow, I can't believe that's gone. Instead, Picaris holster will now provide a 20% weapon damage perfect core attribute and roll normally 2 random attributes. So we'll provide a 20% weapon damage perfect core attribute and roll. So they're not actually getting rid of the 20% bonus there. I think they're just bringing it more in line, because I think before you would get the red core plus the 20% weapon damage plus your attributes. So with this, they're getting rid of that kind of red, and they're giving you that perfect core attribute of 20% weapon damage, I believe. And then you get your 2 random attributes. So it is a nerf, but it's not getting rid of that 20% damage, extra damage, which is a good thing, because I think a lot of people went with that holster for that reason. Umbra Initiative gear set from the Shadow talent. Based on our test and player feedback, we concluded that the offensive bonus provided with the Umbra Initiative gear set wears out too fast for it to feel meaningful. Absolutely true from my testing, and if you haven't seen my video on that, then please do. To address this, we have decided to reduce the stacks attribution. While out of cover, agents lose 2 stacks instead of 4 per second at normal speed, and 1 stack instead of 2 if sprinting. So we'll have to see how that pans out, see whether that's a big change or not. Into the Light talent, we decided to boost the healing bonus provided with the Umbra Initiative gear set while in cover. Increase armor regeneration from 0.5% to 0.8% when consumed. I think overall this gear set needed to be more powerful, because there's a lot of steps that you really have to do in order to get these bonuses, right? There's a lot of, you have to do this and that to get the bonus, whereas other gear sets you don't have to. You don't have to do all of this other stuff to get those bonuses, and those bonuses were more powerful. So added in-game models for Umbra Initiative gear set on female body types. I still don't think this is going to be enough, if I'm being honest with you. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Gear rebalance ongoing directive. Fix an issue where hollow point ammo would not give bonus damage to party members. I did see that, so it's good that's been fixed. Strikers battle gear. With the addition of the Heartbreaker gear set in Season 9, Striker has lost its place as the pure offensive beast that it was designed to be. Additionally, the fix to make Heartbreaker stacks additive instead of multiplicative also needed to be applied to Striker for both sets to behave consistently. We have taken this change into account in our rebalancing to make sure it doesn't result in a reduction of its damage bonus. Change damage modifier from multiplicative to additive. So the same change that they made to Heartbreaker, they're now applying to Strikers, but what they're trying to do is make the set the same power, basically by changing some other stuff. Striker's gamble weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. 2 stacks lost per second between 0 to 50 stacks, and 3 stacks lost per second between 50 to 100 stacks. Press the Advantage increases max stacks for Striker's Gamble from 100 to 200, 4 stacks lost per second between 100 and 150, 5 stacks lost per second between 150 and 200 stacks. Risk Management increases total weapon damage gained per stack of Striker's Gamble from 0.65% to 1%. So what they're trying to do is basically balance it back to the way it was. We'll have to see how this pans out, whether the set is more powerful, less powerful, because the fact that it's gone from multiplicative to additive damage is quite a huge change. That's quite a lot less damage. So these changes will hopefully make it so that Strikers doesn't just become, again, that set that no one really uses as much anymore because of Heartbreakers. Weapons, exotic weapons, Dr. Home, exotic variation of the M1A QCB rifle. We're happy with the fantasy and exotic mechanic of this weapon, but we agree that it needs a bit of a kick to become a truly viable alternative to upper weapons the Division 2 has to offer. Increase the RPM from 200 to 350, so that's what, a 75% increase in the RPM, which is crazy. Fix an issue with the armor kit dropping from unmarked targets. Now, I didn't actually test out the M1A QCB rifle, but I've got a feeling that at that RPM, it's actually going to be pretty hard to control. But we'll have to wait and see whether there is any way to kind of... You're going to have to build around that weapon to control, I believe, the accuracy and etc. So, and that will take away from the damage side of stuff. So I don't know if that's really much of a change, to be honest. Busy Little Bee exotic pistol inspired by Lightning Rod. We decided to simplify the mechanics of the Busy Little Bee and refocus on a simpler fantasy. Use the pistol to build a stack. Swap weapon to consume the buff. Simple and effective, I hope. Talent Busy Little Bee. Each shot to a different target will give 1 stack, up to 10 stacks. With each stack given 20% weapon damage increase. Stacks will activate once the weapon is switched and will last for 10 seconds. Changing weapons again during that said 10 seconds will cancel the buff. So if you go into a room full of NPCs and there's 5 of them, if you shoot each one of them with the Busy Little Bee and then swap to your assault rifle, for example, then you're going to be applying an extra 100% weapon damage to each of those targets, is the way that I'm reading this. And that can go up to 200% weapon damage, which to me seems crazy and seems like you're going to be able to do a hell of a lot of damage. So yeah, this could be actually really good. We'll have to wait and see. Named weapons. Lefty ACS-12 shotgun. Now this is the shotgun that broke the first PTS because it acted like an ACS-12 in the fact that it was pretty much fully I think it was fully automatic, I don't remember for sure, but it had a high rate of fire, but also it had the damage of more of the pump action shotguns. So it was doing a hell of a lot of damage very quickly. Change the damage values from the MOP named shotgun to ACS-12 shotgun. Yes, it was too powerful. So yeah, that's exactly what it was. It had the MOP damage, but the ACS-12 rate of fire. So it was just, I've seen loads of it. It was just blowing through content. It was really cool, but it was obviously going to be nerfed, and I think that's fine, I guess. Change the RPM and magazine size to match the ACS-12 shotgun. RPM 300, mag 20. Now, I do hope that it's not a case that it's now just another ACS-12 shotgun. It is a named weapon. I want it to still be a viable option. I mean, the ACS-12 generally is viable in this game now anyway because of Heartbreaker. It's very good with Heartbreaker, of course, because you build those stacks up. But this was always going to be nerfed. It is what it is. Quality of life changes. Added an option to hide signature weapons in the weapon options in the signature weapons inventory screen. That's a great change, and that is absolutely something I will be doing. Adjusted Shades Watch. Players can assign multiple points at once. Again, this is a great quality of life change. Add an option to sell from stash. At each vendor, players can sell stuff too. That is also a great change. That's a really great change. Okay, great. Starting from World Tier 5 and above, exotic components will now have a chance to drop from control points. Control point chests, starting from Alert Level 3 and DZ chests. So is that Alert Level 3? That's challenging. So challenging and above, if you're doing control points and you go to the chest, then you can get exotic components. This is great, especially for someone like me who absolutely loves running control points and is pretty much that's my favorite content in the game. This is great, a great place to go there and get those exotic components. And then starting from World Tier 5 and above, exotic items will now have a small chance to drop from any NPCs in the entire game. Starting from challenging difficulty, the chance increases with higher difficulties. Okay, again, that is really cool. What those chances are, we don't know. They don't put a figure on it. If it's like 0.01%, then it makes no difference. But if you're looking at like 2, 3, 4, 5% maybe, then I think that's significant and that's really cool. drastically reduce the log-off timer for hardcore characters from 30 to 2 seconds in order to reduce instances of players finding their hardcore characters dead after a crash or disconnect. So hopefully that will alleviate some issues there. Overall then, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. I'm looking forward to seeing how Strikers is going to fare following this change. I'm hoping that the changes they've made to the set will offset the fact that it's gone from multiplicative to additive damage. I'm really wanting to check out this busy little bee a little bit more, because I think you might be able to do some crazy damage with that. And of course, the Umbra Initiative, a gear set that I did some testing on against Strikers, has had a buff, and I'm hoping that this buff now means that this gear set is a viable option and can compete with other gear sets in the game. I'm not convinced it will be, based on what I'm seeing in front of me. It looks like there's going to be more damage and more healing, but the fact that there's quite a lot you have to do to interact with that, stuff that you don't have to do with other gear sets, puts me off from using the gear set overall. So I was kind of hoping that the way that you utilize this gear set, the way that you get the buffs, would be different and easier, just to compete with other gear sets, but they've not done that, so we'll have to wait and see. Of course, if it does give you a lot more power than those other gear sets, but you are required to use it a certain way, that's fine. I just don't know from these patch notes whether that power is going to be there. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Until the next one, Epic out.